sellout crowd here this afternoon at Purcell Pavilion.
What a day, baby. Yes, we guarded, we dug in, and we defended. I love these last two games. We have these assassin offensive possessions where we just kind of put it on you.
Farrell between the circles. Farrell top of the key. Three-pointer from there is good. 3-0 Notre Dame. Farrell alley-oop for Gibbon, who slams it home. Gibbs deep three. Got it. Huge for T.J. Gibbs. Farrell deep three. Got it!
And how exciting an opportunity on Monday night. We owe them. Be ready to let it rip on the road.
84-69 over Florida State. Second consecutive home win for this gritty Notre Dame team.
Hello again, Irish fans, and welcome to this week's edition of Inside Notre Dame Basketball with Mike Brey. I'm Jack Nolan, and Coach, for you to achieve your goal of getting back to the NCAA tournament, you got to protect your home court, and you did just that with an impressive win over Florida State.
Well, we needed that one, Jack, and I was so pleased with our defense. Of course, we were in another very good offensive rhythm as well.
And then you went on the road for your second of three Saturday-Monday turnarounds, a Monday, big Monday game at North Carolina, and you battled to the closing moments.
We battled, we were good for about 35 minutes, and their run kind of broke our back. Had some open looks for our guards that they usually make, couldn't knock them down, but loved how we competed.
When we come back, we will take a look at all the highlights of Notre Dame's win over the Seminoles of Florida State.
Inside Notre Dame Basketball is presented by TireRack.com and brought to you by Team Notre Dame partners Coca-Cola, Under Armour, and Gatorade. Inside Notre Dame Basketball is also brought to you by Bank of America, the official bank of Notre Dame Athletics. Vivid Seats, Canon, Xfinity, Delta Airlines, proud to be the official airline of Notre Dame Athletics, Nissan, Notre Dame Federal Credit Union, and SiriusXM.
Ten on the shot clock. Farrell deep three. Got it! 80-60. Farrell salutes the student section.
This is amazing to me. The Florida State game marked the first time since December 30th you were able to start the same starting lineup in consecutive games.
Back-to-back games, it kind of tells you the year that we've had. And it was a key game for us, to come back, and after the Boston College win at home, could we get another one at home against a very good Florida State team? We got off to a good start, but again, as I mentioned earlier in the show, our defense was the key.
Absolutely, and we'd be a disservice if we didn't emphasize that. They came in averaging 81.8 points per game in league play, and you were solid defensively from start to finish.
We really took away their shooters. I thought when they drove us, we stayed in front of guys, we played our defense without fouling, and we kept it to one and done.
When Matt Farrell knocked down that three just 10 seconds in, did you get a sense he's on?
Yeah, I just felt, and again, the Boston College night, the game before, he had a great night. I just felt he was healthy and he was in a great rhythm and very confident that when he gets started well early and he's shooting the ball well early, it usually means a pretty good night for him.
Pflueger followed with a 30 seconds later, but you didn't get another field goal for 5 minutes. That's where the defense came in.
Yeah, and we continued to defend in that drought. We really did. We dug in. This group has really become good defensively. They know how to talk to each other. We were taking charges. We were putting our bodies on people, and that kept us alive in the first half.
You scout guys, you scout teams, and you scout the healthy players. P.J. Savoy, off what was supposed to be a season-ending knee injury, comes in and hits a couple of threes that really kind of turned the game around.
He was unbelievable. He didn't even make the report, because you're thinking he's not going to play much, but he came in, no pressure on him, knocked down some big threes, and made it interesting in the first half.
He, in fact, gave Florida State their only lead of the game, but Farrell had 14 in the first half. Pflueger had 12. They're a big reason you were up 6 at halftime.
Those two guys, I thought, Jack, got started so well offensively. They were really confident. We were driving the ball as well. We felt good about our outside shooting. That's a key for us.
State had actually tied it 3 times, but you went on a 12-0 run, and the guy who hit the shot to start the run was Elijah Burns.
Elijah Burns off the dribble and a little elbow 15-footer, but that's something he can do. He's got a good stroke to 15, 18 feet. We know he can shoot free throws, but he put it on the floor, and again, he just got more confident, and we need him to be confident moving forward.
TJ Gibbs then followed with a big three. He had a tough shooting day, but he is getting to the point where he doesn't let that affect his play.
I agree with you. I thought even though he wasn't shooting the ball well, he continued to defend and really stay in front of a bunch of quick guards. But you can always count on TJ to make a big one when there's game pressure.
Story of this game, you shoot 56% in the second half and you hold Florida State to 37%.
Yeah, I thought our combination of our efficient offense, making free throws, and then our defense was fabulous for us to get another league win.
A super deep Farrell three gave you a 20-point lead as you really broke this one open. You go on to win by 15. How important was it as you get healthier to really put away a team like Florida?
Yeah, we needed a quality win. You know, they are a top 50 RPI team. You know, we needed another quality win. We certainly hadn't had one in a while. And, you know, again, I think we're playing better offensively, too, with Matt back now. We're in a better flow. So to win 2 in a row after what we've been through in January was really powerful for us.
Farrell scores a career-high 28. Pflueger adds a career-high 19. TJ Gibbs, who was a perfect 7 for 7 at the line, also adds 19. And the Irish go on to beat Florida State 84-69. And when we come back, we will take you to Chapel Hill for Notre Dame's rematch with 14th-ranked North Carolina.
Driving right side of the lane, Farrell scoops into the corner. Mooney for 3. Got it! Mooney Maddock knocks it down.
You get off to a really good start in Chapel Hill. Martinus Gebbin with a couple of big hoops in the first 3 minutes, but he also got a couple of quick fouls.
Yeah, the foul trouble really hurt us, you know, because he was scoring for us and really making plays for us. Of course, Johnny Mooney to the rescue to kind of keep us in it in the first half. We were in a good offensive rhythm. We scored 34 points. They're very gifted offensively at home, and we're in a rhythm too, but you just felt we were always in striking distance in the first half, even though Martin was sitting on the bench with 2 fouls.
You, in fact, were down 6 with 11 minutes left when Mooney started up. 5 for 5 in the half from 3, 6 for 6 from the game. It was incredible.
Yeah, it was really a great performance by a young man who continues to get confident and really feel good and play well for us. And we need his scoring, Jack. I mean, he has become a scorer, a reliable scorer for us. He's an excellent defensive rebounder, but the way he stretches the floor as a three-point threat helps our offense.
Indicative about how hard you were playing on both ends. Only down 4 at halftime, and you had no field goals from either Farrell or Gibbs.
Yeah, it was interesting. Our guards had a hard time. I think you got to give North Carolina's defense credit, but certainly our front line kept us in it.
Gebbin starts the second half and showed everybody what you missed in the first half when he only played the 3 minutes. He gets 6 points in the first 3 minutes, finishes with 18.7 rebounds in just 17 minutes of action.
Yeah, it's almost like a night off for him when he plays 17 minutes, but amazingly productive. I thought he also defended Luke May very well, along with his great offense.
North Carolina really blanketed Mooney in the second half. He did make his only 3, and that 3 cut the Carolina lead that had gotten up to 10 back down to 4 midway through the half.
We kept scratching, we kept clawing, we kept digging. I loved how we competed. We just couldn't quite get over the hump.
TJ Gibbs, again, very productive at the free throw line, and his only field goal was a 3 with 9:39 left that pulled you to within 1.
And the one thing about TJ, as we mentioned earlier in the show, is even if he's not shooting or scoring, he's mature enough now to defend and do other things.
Down the stretch, your guards twice found Gebbin for dunks to cut North Carolina's lead to 2 and then 4 with just under 6 minutes left.
You know, again, I thought our offense was flowing and our guards were making great reads. I thought Merrick Farrell was making great reads off the ball screen. We were in a good offensive rhythm. We couldn't defend well enough. We couldn't get a kill. We needed a kill at a key time under 7 minutes, and we could never get it.
You talked on the pregame radio show about how you really needed Gibbs and Farrell to score about 40. Well, Carolina knows that too, and they really blanketed them. The two of them could only get 4 field goals.
Yeah, they took them away. They really did. And, you know, that's a thing where we've got to look to try and help them with some different sets or different things offensively. Again, our front line stepped up and kept us in it while those guys were not in a great offensive rhythm.
So Carolina pulls away to an 83-66 win. When we come back, we'll sit down with junior Rex Pflueger. Irish guard Rex Pflueger is best known for his buzzer-beating baskets that gave Notre Dame victories over Stephen F. Austin and a trip to the NCAA Sweet 16 his freshman year, and this year's closing seconds bucket that gave the Irish a 51-49 victory at Syracuse, Notre Dame's first win at the Carrier Dome since 2007. What goes unnoticed by some is the fact Pflueger is also Notre Dame's defensive stopper, always guarding the best offensive threat on Notre Dame's opponent each night. He is also what I like to call a stat sheet stuffer. In addition to averaging just under 9 points and 4 rebounds a game, Pflueger always seems to have 3 or 4 assists, a couple of steals, a bunch of deflections, and at least a few key buckets in every game he plays. Recently, Inside Notre Dame Basketball sat down with the junior from Dana Point, California.
Rex Pflueger's a scary good defender. The defensive stopper of the team.
Like the dirty work guy.
Has always delivered for us.
Washington pass is stolen by Pflueger, who goes in for the two-handed jam, and it's 15-12.
My defensive mentality comes back from when I was a kid. You know, I used to get mad, and the best way to take it out was on defense. And just being able to stop your guy and make sure that he doesn't score or just has no rhythm in the rest of the game is something that I always held very close to me, and I have a lot of pride in still today.
Pflueger top of the key, 4-3, rainbow three is good!
Kind of consider myself a versatile player, kind of like a combo guard. I try to be good at all aspects of the game, both offensively and defensively, and I think primarily I'm just a playmaker.
But it's tipped up and in, Rex Pflueger, a brilliant drive!
Just lays it up, no good, Pflueger up and in with 2 seconds left, Notre Dame leads!
Favorite situations is end of the game when it's a close game. You know, throughout my career we've been really good in those situations when it's a close game and the pressure's really on. And I feel like us as a team at Notre Dame really thrive under those situations. So definitely when it comes down to the last seconds is definitely a part that I find to be my favorite.
He's one of those guys that is kind of like the glue guy in terms of he's great vocally. He knows how to communicate with guys. You know, he's a great guy on and off the court.
Up and in by Rex Pflueger.
Being a captain, whatnot, guys look up and want to hear what I have to say. Got to be consistent with my message. I just got a more vocal role now. You know, when things are down, they look to me and the other captains as a voice of reason, just knowing that we've been through the fire before and we just got to keep fighting in all scenarios. Coming to Notre Dame and to be named a captain my junior year is something very special that I always hold dear to me. And it's just something that I'll always put up with some of my greatest accomplishments for sure. My name is Rex Pflueger and I am a shooting guard.
When Bonzi goes down, you needed another leader on the floor, and Pflueger had earned the right to be a captain, and that's what you did early in the conference
He really
season.
did, Jack, you know, and we needed him to be more vocal. I think he was being vocal anyways, but I thought it empowered him even more. He's become a great voice, a great leader, a great example. I'm excited about him being a senior captain next year. My label for Rex Pflueger is flat-out winner.
In his last 4 healthy games, John Mooney has hit an incredible 14 of 20 three-point shots, a 70% accuracy rate from beyond the arc. Against North Carolina in Chapel Hill, Mooney kept the Irish in the game with a career-high 18 points, hitting all 6 of his three-point shots. That amazing shooting performance is this week's Notre Dame Ticket Exchange, powered by Vivid Seats, Play of the Week.
In the corner, Mooney 4-3, got it! Oh. Another 3 on the way by Mooney is good! From way downtown, set of Mooney for 3, another Mooney moonshot is down, doubles it back up top, Mooney 4-3, 6, 4-6, incredible! 58-54.
It's time now for the experts at TireRack.com. Question of the week for Coach Brey. This week's question comes from Austin Gall of Wakarusa, Indiana. Coach, if you were a Winter Olympic competitor, what sport would you participate in?
You know, I think the bobsled. That is so intriguing to me, but I'd have to have a really good helmet, I think.
Would you be the driver or the pusher?
I want to be the one-man bobsled. Just my show.
Just
I want
you.
to be one-man bobsled.
That would be hilarious. Martinus Gibbon turned in another great week of basketball for the Fighting Irish. Against Florida State and North Carolina, Gibbon scored 28 points and grabbed 15 rebounds. If you ask Gibbon why he is playing so well this year, he will give a lot of the credit to the coaching of Irish assistant coach Ryan Humphrey. That praise from Gibbon earns Coach Humphrey the right to run this week's Inside Notre Dame Basketball Fast Break. Favorite all-time movie?
Godfathers.
First car you ever drove?
My dad's pickup.
Favorite musical group or artist?
Jay-Z.
Who is your role model?
My parents.
One thing the public would be surprised to learn about you?
I have a twin sister.
Favorite thing to do when relaxing?
Spending time with my family.
Maui.
Excellent.
Favorite part of practice?
Working with the guys.
Worst part of practice?
When it's over with.
Best thing you have learned from Coach Brey?
Keep a calm demeanor.
Phrase you always hear from Coach Brey in practice?
On to the next play.
Assistant coach who is most like Coach Brey?
Rod Balanis.
Player on the team who is most like you?
TJ Gibbs.
Best defender on the team?
Rex Pflueger.
Best defender on the coaching staff?
Me.
Best leaper on the team?
Juwan Durham.
Best dunker on the team?
Juwan Durham.
Best dresser on the team?
DJ Harvey.
Best dresser on the coaching staff?
Me.
Best thing about being back at Notre Dame as an assistant coach?
Just working with the group of guys and being around family.
How big an impact has Ryan Humphrey had on your program?
Unbelievably powerful impact having him back here. Been awesome with our big guys. You know, he's really mentored them. I think the play of Martin Gibbon and Johnny Mooney is a direct result of Ryan Humphrey's coaching.
And he has such an upbeat personality.
Very positive guy, upbeat guy. You know, I tell our big guys all the time, you don't know how lucky you are to have this guy mentoring you, and I think they're starting to appreciate it.
When we come back, we will take a look at Notre Dame's third and thankfully last Saturday, Monday turnaround of the season. Notre Dame and Duke, only teams in the league this year that have to go Saturday, Monday, 3 times in conference play. Your team's the only one that has to travel in every one of those. You got to do it again.
We got to do it again. You know, on to Chestnut Hill against a team in Boston College who's playing really well at home and really scoring the ball, and then a quick turnaround against a Miami team that's as good as any team in our league, really.
Now your team keeps getting better and better. What has to happen? You've talked about it. You were 0-2 in the first one. 1-1 in the second one. Now you want to go 2-0.
Well, I think we're going to have to score again. We scored 96 against Boston College. We're going to have to score. We're just not going to shut them down, even though we'd like to hold Robinson under 48, you know, this time. But we're going to have to be in a very good offensive rhythm in Chestnut Hill.
And then you come back to host Miami. Your team showed against Florida State just how comfortable they are, and you're going to have DJ Harvey for both these games.
We got DJ back, and again, Monday will be fun because our crowd has been fabulous, and we're very confident at home right now, and be great to get a big win against an NCAA tournament team in Miami on Monday.
Coach, thank you very much. Folks, that will do it for this week's edition of Inside Notre Dame Basketball with Mike Brey. We're back next week with all the highlights of the Boston College and Miami games. Until then, for the head coach, I'm Jack Nolan. Thanks so much for watching, and as always, go Irish.
Inside Notre Dame Basketball is presented by TireRack.com and brought to you by Team Notre Dame partners, Coca-Cola, Under Armour, and Gatorade. Inside Notre Dame Basketball is also brought to you by Bank of America, the official bank of Notre Dame Athletics, Vivid Seats, Canon, Xfinity, Delta Airlines, proud to be the official airline of Notre Dame Athletics, Nissan, Notre Dame Federal Credit Union, and SiriusXM.